to another episode of Paper Mache People. If you live abroad or if you're just interested in what it's like, you've come to the right place. I'm your host Yilin, and with me today is my co-host Misha, and we are talking about a topic that is really close to our hearts as Malaysians, and that is food. Growing up in Malaysia, Japanese food and what we call Western food were luxuries to be enjoyed once in a while. But today, things have flipped, and we would gladly pay 2 times or 3 times as much just to get an authentic meal that tastes like home. The reality is, you've just got to adapt, or at least try to. And here's how it was like for us. Hey, Misha.
Hi, Ling.
It's now really into the winter here.
Yes.
I was just in Malaysia last week and I felt the cold after I came back.
That's the worst.
How is it for you in Switzerland?
The temperature dropped by 10 degrees over the weekend. So it's been hard.
So what do you eat? What's your comfort food during this season?
Around this time, it's pumpkin season, and pumpkin soup is something that I started making around this time of the year for a few years now. It gives me the feeling of general coziness indoors with a little bit of ginger and...
Wait, you put ginger in the pumpkin soup?
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know that.
And recently I found a hack that made my soups much better. So besides the vegetable broth that I use on top of the pumpkins, I also add a whole head of garlic.
Ooh.
And surprisingly, you don't taste it doesn't make the soup garlicky per se, but it adds a lot of umami in the soup. It makes it much richer.
That makes sense. You know what has garlic in it too?
What?
Bak kut teh broth. That's why it's so good. I totally believe.
Do you manage to get your bak kut teh fix?
3 days in a row, I had bak kut teh.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. Speaking of soup, I have a piece of news for you regarding the downsides of soup.
Oh no.
I don't know about you. I'm a huge soup lover.
Yes.
I can chuck down bowls of soup every single day. Misha, are you the kind who finishes your broth when you have noodles?
It's funny because I do try to do that, and I found out relatively recently that you're not supposed to finish your ramen broth. That's like a kiddie thing apparently, and the adults only drink part of it. And I was like, why? Isn't that the best part?
Well, it's good for you that you found out, because there's been a study conducted by Yamagata University in Japan that found that participants who consume more than half their broth had a 1.5 times greater risk of death.
Oh my God.
And
death.
This is because there's a lot of sodium in soup, and the sodium is a major cause of damage to stomach lining.
Oh.
So you are at higher risk of stomach cancer, and you can also get hypertension.
That's terrible.
So I wonder how much is it from instant noodles compared to regular restaurant served broth, because I feel like in instant noodles there are definitely a lot of sodium in it.
Yes.
And another type of instant noodles that I saw and I instantly thought that's going to give you cancer was instant noodles in China, where they self-heat. Now those look lethal. I had it once and I feel like, okay, I think I reached my quota in this lifetime.
Yeah. Do you still remember the first time when you had to cook for yourself when you moved abroad?
I do. So it was when I came to Japan the first time, when I was living in that 12-meter square apartment where the stove was literally next to my bed. So I had to be strategic about what I cooked. It couldn't be too explosive, too oily.
No soups then.
Cannot have Dai Tao, Not that I could. It was, I think, a pretty sad meal because
Oh no.
I didn't know how to control like portion sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in Japan, it's not so difficult because you can buy small portions of vegetables and meat.
Mm-hmm.
Even for one person, you can get like a reasonable amount of groceries that won't spoil.
Yeah.
So I think in the beginning, it's like I always had too little vegetables because I forgot how much vegetables shrink when you cook them. And then I always had too much meat because like meat kind of stays the same.
It's funny.
And a lot of fried eggs because it was easy.
Yeah,
And that's the
definitely.
only dish I helped my mom cook at home.
Yes, I totally resonate with that. I remember the meals that I made the first time I left home. They were either too big or too small. And the days where I don't make enough food for myself are the saddest because you spend like half an hour to an hour making something that you think will taste
Yes.
nice, and then you have 2 bites of it and then it's over and you're like, oh no, it only lasted for 5 minutes.
Cooking for yourself is like it never gives a good ending because if it's bad, then you're like, oh my god, I spent so much time and then it's
Yeah.
bad. I should have just eaten out. But if it's good, then you're like, no one's here to witness it. Only I am tasting this great meal.
Yeah. And also something that was hard to manage is when you cook just you have like a little bit of leftovers, not enough for the next meal,
Yes.
but also you cannot finish it in this sitting. Then you have this like kind of like 4 more spoons left when you don't really know what to do with it, and it stays in the fridge and you wait for it to spoil, then you trash it.
Yes, exactly. Can totally relate. Oh, I'm so miserable.
Yeah.
Do you remember what kind of dishes you cooked in the beginning?
Yeah, I was very curious about things that I couldn't find in Malaysia. So I tasted a lot of random things that I found in the supermarket and in the market. Something that caught my eye early on is something that wasn't new, but I didn't see squid that was so gigantic before. It was like really like a thick slice of squid.
Mm.
And so I bought some
Wait,
home
where was this?
in France. I bought some and started cooking it, and I saw some apples and I was like, why not make an apple sauce? Spent a lot of time cooking.
Interesting train of thought.
And I took the first bite of this meal and it was so bad. It was so bad because the squid was way too salty. And I thought, like, wait, I didn't add so much salt, but it turned out that the squid itself was really salty. Perhaps I should have soaked it in water for some time before cooking it. I don't know.
It wasn't a salted squid.
No, it was fresh.
It was a fresh squid.
Yeah. So I still don't really understand what happened. But that was one of the meals where I was like, no.
Then you have to make a new meal? Or
I don't know what I did.
Something else?
I just think I just remember being very sad, but I don't remember what I did afterwards. I blocked it out.
Traumatic memory. Did you eat out a lot?
I was really curious to go out and like taste the food around me. I found out very quickly that the friends that I had at the time were not really into going out. You know, they would complain that it's too expensive.
Okay.
I
can get that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But coming from Malaysia, it's so tough because, you know, we enjoy going out and, you know, just like it's an activity that we do together. But when my dad was with me the first time, like really the first week I was there, we went out to a pizza place. We sat at the table and we were looking at the people around us and they're like all having forks and knives. And prior to that, I think I only had like fast foodie pizza, you know, like from Domino's or Pizza Hut. Yeah. And then we were like having this discussion. It's like, oh, should we use the fork and the knife? I guess if it's on the table, we should use it. And so the pizza eventually came and we were just observing how the people around us were eating the pizza. And it felt so weird to be cutting it with a knife and like picking it out with a fork, like just a tiny slice. That was
Is this like
really
a fancy
weird.
pizza place?
No, it's just how they do it in Europe apparently. Also in Italy they do that.
I've been to restaurants where they give you forks and knives, but sometimes I'm a rebel. I still eat with my hands.
Really?
Wait, question. Did your pizza come cut into slices or you had to cut it yourself?
I had to cut it myself. It was uncut.
That is another like culture shock I had when I went to Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, why is the pizza not cut? How am I supposed to eat this round thing?
With the fork and the knife that's on the table.
Like, how is it not part of the service?
Yeah.
I was so shocked that you have to ask them to cut it for you. And some places charge you for cutting it for you. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, they're like, why can't you cut your own pizza?
One
Like,
out of
imagine
five
if you
star.
order a steak and you're like, can you cut it for me? They'll be like, five francs.
But pizza is meant for eating. Oh, I guess a steak also you have to eat sliced. Not like you chuck the whole thing in your mouth. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking about utensils, there's like the other way around culture shock when I see them eating rice with a fork.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like,
that's the worst. You know, I've lived with quite a few people as flatmates over the years. And every time I make fried rice and like I'm sharing a meal with my flatmates, it's always this point where I have to ask them, do you want a fork or a spoon? And every time they say fork, it hurts me a little bit. It's like, why?
don't ask them. Just give them the spoon. This is the correct utensil. If they make you cut your pizza, then they have to eat rice with a spoon.
The worst thing I saw though, relatively recently, was someone cutting into a ha gao, a dim sum piece, with a fork and a knife, and I died. And I was just like, no, I cannot look at this.
No, it feels a bit mean, but please, a ha gao is meant to be eaten as whole.
Yeah.
All dim sum
Yeah.
is a one bite thing.
Yeah.
If you don't know, then now you know.
Something else that shocked me in the beginning was sweet breakfasts. Like, croissants are nice, but you know, it feels like it's a beginning of the meal. You know, it's like an appetizer, but the meal hasn't started yet, and it is over.
Okay, I'm not sure I have the same feeling because I think a croissant counts as a proper breakfast to me. Bread in general is breakfast category. So actually, bread for lunch is also a little bit borderline, unless it's like some sort of savory sandwich.
Yeah.
With a lot of cheese and eggs and eggs Benedict or something, then it can be lunch. Definitely not dinner, but it can be lunch. But I get what you mean about missing savory breakfast dishes. I remember when I was working in China, my go-to meal was McDonald's.
Really?
It sounds bad, but I don't know how healthy is it lah, but it sounds healthy to me. My go-to breakfast in McDonald's Shenzhen was a cup of hot soy milk and either some sort of porridge or like a youtiao. Or sometimes when I'm feeling like a bit more Western, then a hash brown. And then that's like so comforting to have like soy milk and porridge.
Yeah,
that's the
nice.
best combo.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it was
That's
so
nice.
convenient because you just order it on WeChat. So I basically get on the metro, and while I'm on the metro, I place the order. And when I arrive at my office and the McDonald's like nearby, then my order is done. Then I take it up to the office and have breakfast with my colleagues. So that was really nice.
You have breakfast together. That's really cute. Yeah. Something to note for our listeners is that when we say porridge, we actually mean rice congee, not like
congee.
oats porridge.
Oatmeal.
No, not oats. I always associated like something cozy and warm for breakfast. And when I was traveling in Sicily, I found out that they actually have granita and a brioche for breakfast. And granita is like this slushies that you get in 7-Eleven, these machines that turn constantly. It's like just like sugar and ice, basically.
Wait, do they have it at home? Do they have the machine at home?
Some people do, but you can go out and have it It's their kaya toast, basically. You can go out and have it relatively
Oh, okay.
easily. And I was there with like some local friends and another Asian friend. And by the second or third day, the Asian friend and I were like, can we please have something not cold for breakfast?
Is it only for summer or do they have it throughout the year?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But it doesn't get that cold in Sicily.
That's definitely something you don't have this side of the world.
Mm-hmm. Something that really shocked me when I first moved overseas was seeing how people cook rice over here. I had to learn how to cook rice with a pot on a stove. And back then, I was like, have they not heard of a rice cooker? It's like you just need to press a button and walk away.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's like
How do they not make it?
2025. Hello.
But I have to say, now I am proudly a person who can cook rice with a pot without the rice sticking to the pot. So,
do you own a rice cooker, Michelle?
I do not.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. First, I was shocked. Then I learned. Then I figured out actually, it's probably healthier not to use a rice cooker because
Really?
it doesn't have that like non-stick layer. And I
the Teflon.
try to avoid pots and pans with this non-stick layer. Yeah. Funnily enough, I learned it from watching Gordon Ramsay explaining how to cook rice.
I'm not sure Uncle Roger will approve.
Because the thing is, it's not like my mom can help me with this.
When I lived in Japan for that short stint, I also didn't have a rice cooker. So unfortunately, I also had to learn how to cook rice in a pot. I brought back the stories that my mom used to tell me when she was a child. Then there was no rice cooker. Then they had to cook rice in a pot over a charcoal stove.
Yeah.
And how there was like a little window. I actually cooked rice in that thing before when I was a child in my grandma's place. It was quite fun. So there was like this little window that you can use to adjust like the heat. So if you want it to be hotter, then you open it wider so more oxygen goes in. And my mom used to say like when they were small and they had chores, so they might be assigned to cook rice. And they would put the rice on and go and play with their friends and then forget about the rice. And then it would just burn.
Yeah.
And then they would get like a huge scolding from their parents.
Yeah. The only upside about not using a rice cooker is that you will never forget to like not press the button. You know how like sometimes you cook your whole meal and then you're like, oh no, I didn't press the button to start cooking the rice.
That has never happened to me.
Really? It's happened a lot in my household when I was growing up.
It happened to my mom also. I don't know, maybe it comes with having to multitask so much, but so far, so good. Touch wood.
No.
Although we are like giving a lot of praise to Asian food, and I'm sure a lot of people will assume that it's a privilege to live in Japan and consume a lot of Japanese food every day. I have a very unpopular belief.
Tell us.
Unpopular opinion. I don't actually like Japanese food that much.
What?
After I moved to Japan, because you realize that, especially when you start cooking Japanese food, okay, I'm not very advanced with cooking, so yeah, it's probably me being very ignorant, but I feel like Japanese cooking is just 3 ingredients. It's soy sauce, mirin, and sake, and every single dish you have these 3 ingredients. This is the 3 flavors that you get. So on one hand, it's very easy to cook. So I cook Japanese food most of the time at home because after work, it's just so easy to put together. But on the other hand, if you think about it, if it's only these 3 ingredients, then you can only get the same flavor out of it, right?
Yeah.
At most, you have miso.
Yeah.
Then it gives this a bit like fermented flavor, but it's still like salty, fermented taste.
Yeah.
And then when you compare it with food from Malaysia, it's like, asam laksa, char kway teow, kaya toast, and banana leaf rice. It's just like, oh, all of these have like so completely different flavor profiles.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when you were telling me about this, when we were like just having a conversation, I could not relate. And I was like, okay, I don't know what she's talking about. But I remember when I went there earlier this year and I spent 2 weeks there. Towards the end of the 2 weeks, my partner and I were like, oh,
say it.
Can we have something that is not Japanese food anymore?
Exactly.
But the funny thing is, the moment I got back to Europe, I think like the first thing I did was to go to a Japanese restaurant. Yeah.
Maybe Japanese food is like best enjoyed when outside of Japan. Not like Japanese food is not good, it's actually best in Japan, but you can't have a bit too much of it.
Yeah. Variety, I guess, is the key. For today's trivia, we'll be talking about food across the world. The first question for today is, which country has the highest consumption of cheese? Is it A, France, B, Switzerland, or C, Belgium?
When I think of cheese, it's like Swiss cheese. So I'm going with Switzerland.
You're right. Switzerland consumes the most cheese per person on average. And I guess it kind of makes sense because the French don't really have a pure cheese-based meal. It's like something that you eat with something else, or like as a, what do you call it, an entree, or as a dessert. Surprisingly, that was also like a surprise to me. They have dessert as well. But in Switzerland, they have fondue and raclette, where the whole meal is just melted cheese on potatoes or bread.
Yeah, that was very good when you made it for me when I was there. I actually enjoyed it. I was skeptical, but I enjoyed it.
Question number 2. Which country created instant noodles? Is it A, China, B, Japan, or C, Korea?
Should be Japan.
You're right. Wow, nice. Mr. Momofuku Ando, who invented instant noodles in 1958.
Oh, such a cute name.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense because in Japan, there are a lot of natural disasters. So I think they're very big on prepping for disasters. So like instant noodle would be an ideal way of getting in those calories.
This reminded me of something that shocked me in the beginning in the supermarkets in Switzerland. They have a lot of things in tubes, like toothpaste, you know? They have a lot of sauces, even mustards in tubes, and like those spreads for bread in tubes. I think they're also quite prepared for like, in the worst case, something bad were to happen, they can go to their bunkers with their tubes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if you go to a Japanese bunker, you get instant ramen. You get to go to a Swiss bunker, you get tubes. Bread spread.
Question number 3. When was chendol invented? Is it A,
when?
19th century, B, 15th century, or C, 12th century?
This one is really just tembak only.
Yes.
I don't even remember what A was, but I'll go with A.
A was 19th century.
Okay.
There are some records of a thing called dawet in Java in the Kediri kingdom around the 12th century. And dawet is basically chendol, what they call chendol in Java. Isn't it super cool? It's so old.
But where did they get the ice from?
I mean the chendol itself, the green wormy thing itself.
So not the dish. Okay. So the method of preparation might be different, but the jelly thing is very old. Okay. Makes sense. It's a bit like a bit of kueh in your dessert, isn't it?
Yeah. It's essentially sago or rice flour, sugar, and some pandan flavoring. And coconut milk.
Makes sense that it's
Yeah.
old. It's made from very traditional ingredients.
Local ingredients, yeah.
Cool. Next time I have chendol, I can tell my friends. Did you know?
12th century ancient food.
And that's it for today. If you liked this episode, it would mean a lot to us if you could hit that like button and share it with your friends. Let us know what you think about our podcast, or maybe there's something you'd like us to cover. Just drop us a DM on Instagram or TikTok at papermache.people. For the record, eat whatever you want, however you want, as long as you enjoy it. Till next time, bye!